Here's an example of homework D.2, summarizing data. Don't start until you're ready. You got an hour to do it, no partial credit. Make sure you review the results immediately upon finishing it, and send me any questions as soon as possible. Let's find the median of a set of numbers here. When we find the median of a set of numbers, we first have to put them in order. It doesn't matter if you go from lowest to highest or highest to lowest, the middle is still the middle. So in this case here, our lowest number is 15. Then we have what? A 25, a 31, a 37, and a 44. And we can see right here, the middle is 31, so the median is 31. There was an odd number of data points, so we only had one in the middle. Number 2 has an even number of data points. Again, we have to put them in order from, I like to go from lowest to highest. So we have a 3, another 3, an 8, a 10, a 14, and an 18. Now in this case here, there are 6 numbers, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that means we're going to have, the middle is right here to where we have 3 on the left and 3 on the right. And in this case, the median is going to be the middle of those 2 numbers. Now, most of us can spot what's halfway between an 8 and a 10. If it's not as obvious, you can simply do 8 plus 10. Let's make it a fraction right here, right? And divided by 2. This is 18 divided by 2, which is 9. So this is 18 divided by 2, which is better known as 9. And 9 is halfway between 8 and 10. So 9 in our box here. John's water bills for the last 5 months are provided here. Let's find the mean water bill over this period. So we need to add all of these numbers here and divide by 5. So grab your calculator. My calculator is going to be off to the side here. So 24.71 plus 22.13 plus 19.87 plus 24.33 plus 29.76. That gives me a total of, make sure I got them all in right, double checking my numbers. That's 120.80 divided by 5. So this is going to be, this has got to be the sum divided by 5. So our mean, right, is the sum divided by 5. We add them all up, divide by how many are there, which in this case is 120.80. It's money, so I must put a dollar sign in it, right? 120.80 divided by 5, which is 24.16. This is money rounded to the nearest cent. This already is to the cent here, so in our box we just put 24.86. Oops, 24.16, I'm sorry. Gotta make sure we get it right. Number 4, Vanessa earned scores of 85, 92, 61, and 90 on her 4 exams. There's her mean exam score. Just like the utility bills up above, the mean is equal to the sum, in this case divided by 4, because there's 4 tests. So grab your calculator. I got 85 plus 92 plus 61 plus 90. That is 328. Now I wrote down 328 divided by 4. I didn't need to write that down. I could just keep going on my calculator. 328 divided by 4 is 82. And the directions are to round to the whole number here. This already is to the whole number. So we just put 82 in our box. Number 5, find the mode of the set of the numbers. The mode is the single value that occurs more often than everything else. I think we can see that there are a lot of 25s in this. 4, 5, that occurs. I got 2 19s, but I got 5 25s. So in this case here, my mode is 25. Next page. All right. So this is going to be a weighted average. It's a frequency table here. All right. So the number of students in classes at an elementary school. We want to find the mean. And since we're looking for the mean here, the first thing we're going to need to do is figure out how many classes there are. So we got to add all these up here. So add these up. So how many classes are there? So 9 and 7 is 16, and 8 is 24, and 3 is 27, and 2 more is 29, right? So there's 29 classes. So that means when I do my weighted average, I'm going to have to divide by 29. So when I set this up here, I'm going to multiply each frequency by the number of students. And that's going to be my giant numerator there. Now, it doesn't matter if I put 12 times 9 or 9 times 12, so I'm just going to put them in order. So this is going to be 12 times 9 plus 18 times 7 plus 21 students. That happened 8 times, plus 25 students. That happened 3 times. And then there were 2 really big classes of 28, so 28 times 2. And I'm kind of going off the side here. Let me move this over a little bit. I'll put it down here. And then I have to divide this by, so let me put my big division bar here, my 29 classes, right? My 29 classes here. So 29. So I'm going to type this guy into my calculator. So I'm going to grab my calculator off on the side here and clear it all out. I got 12 times 9 plus 18 times 7 plus 21 times 8 plus 25 times 3 plus 28 times 2. My calculator shows me what I've typed in before it equals. I want to make sure it's all correct. 21 times 8, 25 times 3, 28 times 2. Okay. Now that gives me 533. I don't have to write that down, but I'm going to write it down for emphasis here. So this is equal to 533 divided by 29. So my calculator, 533 divided by 29 is 18.379. 18.3 equals 18.3793, and this keeps going. And then I have to round that to the nearest hundredth. So I gotta move this out of the way. So I gotta round to the nearest hundredth right here. I can see in the instructions. So the 7 is in the hundredth spot, and the 9 tells me to increase that 7 to an 8. So the 9 tells me to round up, so that it'd be 18.38. And this is students per class. Students per class. So in my box here, I'm going to put 18.38. Number 7 is going to be the same way. I'm looking for the mean. Now, in this case, I'm told that there are 50 different bags. But if I added all these up here, right, just to be sure, I'm going to get 50 here. Right. So now when I set this up, I'm going to multiply each number times its frequency right here, right? And add all those up, and that'll be my numerator. So this is going to be 27 times 3 plus 29 times 20 plus 30 times 19. And there were 32 bags with 32 jelly beans happened 7 times, and 34 jelly beans happened once. That kid cleaned up, right? Put my fraction bar here, and the denominator is going to be 50. So now I grab my calculator. Okay. And I note that the largest number is 34, the smallest number is 27, so the mean better be somewhere in between them. I had a lot in the 29 to 30 range. So, I expect my answer to be, in the 29 to 30 range. Let's see, maybe a little bit heavy. So 27 times 3 plus 29 times 20 plus 30 times 19 plus 32 7 times plus 34 times 1 is 1489, and then I'm going to divide that by 50, 29.78. So again, this numerator is 1489 divided by 50. This is equal to 29.78 jelly beans per bag. So beans per bag. Then what do the instructions say? I got them covered up here. I got to round to the nearest 10th right here. So when we round this to the 10th, the 7 is in the 10th spot. What comes after that is, so this is either going to be 29.7 or 29.8. I got to round up. So this is going to round to 29.8. 29.8. Okay. Remember this recording too? You can pause it, you can rewind it, you can go back over this as many times as you want. Another frequency table. Now this one asks for the mean. All right. Now when we do the median, so the median would be putting these numbers in order. So I need to know how many there are. So if I add these up again right here, so how many are here? So 9 and 7 is 16, and 8 is 24, and 5 more is 29. So there are 29. So there are 29 students, or 29 classes, I'm sorry. So this is classes, right? And so that means if we listed out the numbers, we would list out 29 different numbers, and I can see 29 divided by 2 is going to be 14.5. So that tells me the number in the 15th position is the middle. So the middle is the 15th number. So there'll be 14. So if I start listing out all these numbers, all right, so there'll be 13, 13, 13. There's going to be 9 of those. Then I got 17 classes, or 17 students. 17, and I keep going here. Then there's 8 classes at 21. That's a lot of numbers to list out, but I don't have to list them all out. What I need to note is there are, right here, there are 9 here, and there are 7 of these. So 9 plus 7 is 16. So that means that 17 right there is in the 16th position. If I listed them all out, that would be in the 16th position. That also means that immediately before that, so whatever pops up right here has to be in the 15th position. So that means right here, which happens to be another 17, is in the 15th position. Let's make this an arrow. So that guy right there is in the 15th position. So basically what I need to note is there are 9 of those 13s. And then I start listing the 17s, I got 6 of those. So these 2 here take up my first 16 positions. That also means my 15th number has to be in there. So the number that's in the 15th position has to be a 17. Let's do a GPA one. When we do a GPA, the most common mistake for a GPA is students divide by the number of classes. You don't divide by the number of classes, you divide by the number of credits. So the first thing to note is the number of credits. Yeah, there is a 3-credit math class, a 4-credit bio class, and a 2-credit Spanish class. This is 9 credits. So that's going to be the denominator in our fraction. So when we set this up, we have to multiply each grade times its weight. So there's going to be, the A is worth 3 credits, so 3 times that A plus 4 times the B minus plus 2 times the C plus. Space these out a little bit. Put a fraction bar here, and I'm going to divide this by the 9 credits. Now that I have that set up, I have to determine, now I'm going to rewrite this, replacing each of these grades here with the weight from the table that you see. So if I take this exact same equation here, and that A, I'm going to replace that A with a 4.0. I'm going to replace this B minus here with a 2.7. And then I'm going to replace that C plus with a 2.3. And then I'm going to divide this whole thing by 9. Now this is a GPA. It better fall between the highest and lowest grades. The highest grade's an A, the lowest grade's a C plus. So my GPA better be between 4 and 2.3. So I'm going to grab my calculator off on the side here, clear it all out. Do 3 times 4.0 plus 4 times 2.7 plus 2 times 2.3. So the number of grade points is 27.4. So this is equal to 27.4. And then I have to divide that by 9. This is 3.0444. So 3.0444. These 4s keep going. Now the directions are to round to the nearest hundredth. So this 4 is in the 100th spot. So this will either be 3.04 or 3.05. And this 4 here tells us to round down. So that means this will be 3.04. It's between 4 and 2.3. All right. Number 10, same problem. In this case here, I'm taking 4 classes, right? So the first thing we have to do is find the number of credits. There is a 4-credit math class, a 5-credit English class, a 2-credit comm class, and a 4-credit history class. That is, 4 and 5 is 9, 10, 11, and this is 15 credits. Okay? So that's going to be our denominator in our GPA calculation. And let's write it all out. So I'm going to put it down below here. This is going to be 4 times the A plus 5 times a B plus 2 times a C minus got my plus sign, plus 4 times an A minus. Big fraction bar here, right? And I'm dividing by 15 credits. Take the exact same equation here. Let's replace the A with a 4.0. Replace the B plus with a 3.3. Replace the C minus with a 1.7. And replace the A minus with a 3.7. We're going to divide that by 15. I don't need a CR here. So grab my calculator. 4 times 4.0 plus 5 times 3.3 plus 2 times 1.7 plus 4 times 3.7. So that's 50.7 divided by the 15 credits is 3.38. So this is 50.7 divided by 15 is 3.38. And again, it's a GPA. It better be between 0 and 4. Right? This is a little bit better than a B plus, which makes sense because you got an A, you got a B plus, you got an A minus, you got a C minus. So this is going to be a little bit better than a B plus. So in our box here, and let's see, make sure we round. Be careful. Some of these might say to the 10th, some might say to the 1,000th. In this case, it says to the 100th, so 3.38. All right. Again, recording, make sure you double check all your answers. You can go back through this as many times as you want. If you have any questions, let me know.